Hello friends, today we will learn how to animate our web pages using jQuery. jQuery is one of the most popular JavaScript libraries in the world. There are so many cool and fun interactive features that jQuery brings to the web interface, and it makes using JavaScript very easy. jQuery, since it's a library, we have to link our web page to jQuery. Before getting to jQuery, let me assert that we should be before being able to appreciate jQuery, you should be able to know what is a CSS file. Let me open a CSS file. CSS file is where all the formatting and the structure of a web page is stored, and we'll need a sample web page file. Here is the web page code. So I've made one which we will manipulate using jQuery and see how it changes. And here is how that code looks like. So this is the sample web page with its corresponding .css file, and we will try to use the jQuery library and change certain parts of it. As of now, most of the buttons here are static, they cannot do anything. We will add logic using jQuery to each of these clicks and see how they can change the page. Let's go back to the HTML code and see how we can connect jQuery to this web page. Just as we had seen in our previous labs, that to be able to see all the formatting that is coming from .css, that is this, I have to connect my web page to point my web page to this .css, and this is the corresponding code for it. Similarly, I can either use the jQuery code in the header file or at the end of the web page. For this section, I'll be using it at the end of the web page. Here, this is the code that is used, open tag script, close tag script, and that I pointed to the JavaScript library file. Make sure that you use the exact file name along with the extension .js, otherwise this will not work. Then we again open the script tags, and in that we write this small piece of code. What it means is that do not execute any jQuery code until the page is correctly loaded. So we will just religiously memorize this part of the code, that whenever we want to use jQuery, these are the two essential points. First, point it to the file where the jQuery library is, and the second is write this small piece of code which says only start when the document is ready. Okay, so let's add some code here. So let me explain you what I've done just now. What I've said is find a list item with a class pop out, and when anyone clicks on it, start an alert function with this message. So let's find out where this listed item is with the pop out function. Here it is. So it says list pop out and click for alert. So let's look at the corresponding, I think this is the one. So if I click this, it should pop out an alert message that was given. Let me save the file and let's see if it works. For some reason it's not working. Let me see why. Okay, you have to sometimes the corresponding brackets is a problem. Or the missing semicolons, you have to be very cautious about that. And there it goes. So this is our alert function. So whenever I click on this, it will start this alert box. Now what other thing we can do with jQuery is we can also add classes dynamically to our HTML elements. So we will try that next one as an example. So we will try to it is the same code, we'll just change it a little bit. So we'll copy this code again, put it here, and change it accordingly to follow some other logic. So what we want to do is, whenever somebody clicks on a listed item which is classified as add class, what I want to do is, I don't want to pop up an alert. Instead, I want to find the corresponding h1 and add a class that I've already defined in my CSS file, top, and add to it. So what this means is, whenever somebody clicks this function, all the h1 elements in the web page will be changed, and a class called top, which is in the .css, which is, where is it, top, here it is, top, all the settings will be added to the h1 function, to the h1 element, sorry. So this is the h1 element. Let's find out where is the h1 element here. I think this is the one. Welcome to the land of jQuery. So let's go there and let's see if that works. So as soon as I do this, click to add class, that class was added and it changed the page, changed the h1 element of the page. As we had just now added, we can also remove it. So I will again copy the same code, and this time I will say remove class. Remove class, click function on h1, and as I had removed that class, added that class, I will just remove that class. Save it, come back here, refresh the page. See, this was the alert box, added the class, removed it back. So these are the features by which you can bring more life to the web page and change things dynamically. For your assignment, I want you to follow the instructions given here and animate using these two click buttons and make the corresponding changes as given in the instructions here that you can read. I will show you a solution of this page, that how it should look like when it is used, so that you know when your web page is working correctly. Here is the solution page. I will not show the code for obvious reasons. So here is the code, and here I have animated using jQuery. This is your alert box. You can add a class, you can remove a class, you can hide a picture, you can show a picture, slide up, slide down. And here is how your assignment should look when it's finished. When I click on this, okay, I'll pause for some time so you can read it, see the difference, and I click again, it goes back to its own states. And the second one is animation. Using jQuery action animate, provide new format to the page. So this is what it should do. Okay, what it should do is, it should actually reduce this section, which I'll show you in the .css file, is done by a div called all, and you have to change that. So here is the corresponding code. You have to make changes to the ID called div all and reduce it to 50%, that entire block of code, and this is how it should look like. Thank you.